Kill while sliding.
Lil Jeff's strategy of bragging about his insane body count in his songs and
Kill while sliding. The death of Lil Jeff. Trap Lil Raw's reaction. Let's get into it.
acting wild in his interviews was picking up steam. He'd already been going viral for his clip sniffing a pill on DJU, and on the 1st of June, a YouTuber called
Yeah, don't try to skip past that. That shit was wild. I know some dudes who, sniff the irks and things like that, but doing it on DJU, big platform like that in front of the world, was just a level I don't give a fuck.
Blender Bars dropped a video that was reposted on Reddit claiming that Lil Jeff had indeed claimed his 11th body during his LA trip, claiming that he indeed did a drill between these two trips to Los Angeles, and being one of the earliest exposés of Lil Jeff's staggering.
And that's the second time I heard about Lil Bro going out of town sliding. Not just out of town, he going out of state, state to state, which is hella risky because one thing I got taught as a youngin', you don't want to be doing but so much out of state. You don't know nobody out there for real. You get locked up out there. It's hard for your family come and see you, all type of shit. So he was jailed like he was either brave as hell or ready to crash out.
Stats as a Chicago gang assassin.
He claimed to have 10 bodies at least, and we have lyrics to match up with 2 of the bodies that he proudly claims after the ops supposedly hit a lick for some of his watches.
By June the 3rd, his music video for the track Should Have Saw It had 199,000 views, passing 200k the following day. Jeff was having the motion in music, and whilst this was only the beginning,
Young boy was having emotion, but what I want to know is, do y'all think he was turned up like this while King Von was alive? Or do y'all think that King Von, being from Chicago and being known for the bodies he had and the way he was moving, do y'all think this had an influence on this young man and caused him to be the person he turned out to be?
he clearly had a lot of potential in the rap game. Unfortunately, however, as he often rapped himself, he was always more focused on the streets than the music, and only a few days later, he would end up on the wrong side of the sort of drills he usually was dishing out on the streets. On the 8th of June 2024, everything came crashing down for Lil Jeff and the Bloodhounds in dramatic fashion. After countless lyrics about jumping out of the car as soon as he sees his ops and shooting at them, the 8th of June was a day like no other, and in surveillance footage that was later leaked, we saw this was another day when Jeff,
So I don't know how many of y'all follow Chiracology on Reddit, but the day Lil Jeff had got killed, it was all over Reddit. And what I want to say is this: I don't know how true it is about the number of bodies he got, but when he hopped out that truck to do that drill, he definitely didn't look like a rookie or amateur. He looked like he knew what he was doing, what he came to do.
50 and another man indeed caught one of their ops, jumping out of the car outside of an address on South Rhodes Avenue, a street that Jeff and his friends had boastfully rapped about shooting up numerous times before. In the footage, if you look at the very top left of the frame, you can see a door of a car opening. This is Lil Jeff jumping out of the car, and he immediately begins shooting at a man wearing bright yellow shorts who ducks behind a car and runs up a porch into a house whilst being chased by Jeff, who continues shooting at him. He would then seemingly be chased by Jeff wearing a black Nike Tech hoodie and grey Nike Tech joggers and pointing a gun with.
Alright, so all that's blurred out. Let me just describe to you what's going on. The guy Jeff hops out the car, a couple of his homies, they get to hitting off multiple directions. Jeff allegedly, well, not allegedly, he did, that was him. He decides to chase one guy. The guy runs off camera but up the porch into the house. Now, whoever his family member was that was defending him, homie, family member or whatever, you know what I'm saying, he did what he was supposed to do, and he did that motherfucker to the T. You know what I'm saying? When you come to do a drill, you gotta expect that. It's a chance you might get drilled.
Jeff doing something that he'd indeed rapped about doing numerous times, chasing an op into their own home. But at this point, Lil Jeff got something he didn't bargain for, as someone inside the house would begin to open fire on Jeff, neutralizing him before he even made it up the steps, sending him flying back onto the ground at the bottom of the porch. And here on the ground, Jeff was reportedly shot numerous times, with the implication being that his shooters emptied a whole magazine into him from atop the porch. Then we would see another angle from a different camera.
That's pretty much what you could expect to happen, you know what I'm saying? Cause for one, you still might got your blick in your hand. Nigga don't know if you still gonna be shooting. And for two, you know what I'm saying? That's the culture they in. They stand over each other, you know, and closed casket shit.
Camera, which recorded the sounds of the shots being fired into Jeff, as well as showing Q50 and another shooter, as well as the driver on the hit behind Jeff, walking to the porch and returning fire, with Q50 seemingly shooting at a passing car for some reason, likely in this moment earning himself an attempted murder charge. Some have suggested that the original target that Jeff had chased was talking to the person driving in the car that Q50 was shooting at as it drove past. Meanwhile, once the driver of the getaway car notices that Jeff has actually been killed on the ground, getting out to look, was talking to the person driving in the car that Q50 was shooting.
Jeff got out the passenger side of the parked black car, snuck around the back of the gray one, walked to the middle of the street, started shooting at the man, walking to the woman that drove away. The first shots were his. Her car got shot. Whoever Jeff shot is trying to shoot his target. His friends are idiots. They weren't killing the people, they were killing Jeff, but they aimed at someone innocent. And the reason they let them get Jeff's body is because this was self-defense. Imagine how much attention they would have got from 4 or 5 dead bodies in the front yard of a trap house. Woo! I always wanted to know how them people, cause from what they said, his friends was able to go pick his body up and take him to the hospital, drop him off. And I'm like, dang, they let him get the body. That's kind of cool, but it make more sense that the spot they ran up on was a trap house. And if they would have had 4 or 5 dead bodies on the lawn, that look a lot different than one body. So they let him scoop his ass up and take him on away from the trap.
Shooting at as it drove past. Meanwhile, once the driver of the getaway car notices that Jeff has actually been killed on the ground, getting out to look, before all the men realize that it's too late to save Jeff, running back to the car, getting in, and fleeing the scene without Jeff, as shots continue to hit Jeff laying on the ground. Interestingly, another camera angle would later surface, showing that when Q50 initially ran towards the porch, he slipped over and fell as he tried to let off shots, injuring his ankle, with Q50 being seen with a limp as he ran back to the car. While Jeff was laying on the ground, he would reportedly be hit 19 times, and an insane total of 58 shell casings would ultimately be found at the scene.
19 times. Wow, already been stretched out. It's crazy works, man. Crazy works, man.
Scene of the shootout, and after it all went down, reports of the shooting would begin to circulate on Twitter, and police scanner audio would describe a chaotic scene. A later video by YouTuber Loyalty and Betrayal would actually do a full breakdown of the scanner audio.
302 Sam, we're hitting 12 rounds, 6639 South Road.
Trade 10. Anybody go in there, be careful, this might be crossfire.
And, yep.
Yeah. For sure. Police be scared too, they human. They pull up, y'all still shooting, y'all get to hitting at them. They surely wait till they hear that somebody dead or stretched out before they pull up. You better know that.
Per 310, anybody heading over there to road, use caution because this may be crossfire, and now we getting a person shot. 6647 South Road. 306, we got multiple casings, 6641 South Road, on the front porch and the sidewalk. Multiple shell casings, 6641 South Road, on the front and the sidewalk.
So, mind you, this is a blind reaction. I never saw this. So what I want to know is, was he the only person shot out of all this? I mean, nobody else was shot. He was, out of all these shots, he was the only person shot, not just killed, but shot.
On the front porch as well, 6641 South Road. All right, they saying somebody's doing a self-transport right now. They telling my partner on the phone. We trying to figure out what car took him. 306 Adam.
Yes, 306 Adam. One of the residents at 6641 says they threw a guy in a car and they're on their way to the hospital. I got some blood drops on.
Hey, you see, one of the residents at 6641, I got some blood drops on 6641. I wonder if that's the trap house. Somebody from the trap had to call the police, probably whoever house it really was. You know, you letting all these guys hang in your house. They doing their thing, they trapping, they got the blicks or whatever, something go down, you is responsible for that. You gonna have to either snitch. Luckily, the person ain't have to snitch in this situation because it's self-defense, it's caught on camera. But had it been no camera and guys in there did what they did and they would have ran out, cleaned up whatever they had to clean up, the homeowner still gotta stand for that. You're gonna have to say something or you're gonna have to take that shit.
6641.
Black SUV, Adam Lincoln King, 3937, Wisconsin Place, just dropped off a victim at UFC. They're going northbound on Maryland. The black SUV with Wisconsin Place, Adam Lincoln King, 3937, northbound Maryland. For a black SUV, Adam Lincoln King, 3937, with Wisconsin Place. They just dropped off a victim at UFC that was shot. And that vehicle stolen.
Footage would later circulate.
And their vehicle stolen. Of course it's stolen. They went to do a drill in it. You know what I'm saying? But even though them dudes let them pick their homie up, you gotta give them some type of clout for coming back getting their man. I mean, I ain't supporting the situation, you know. But you don't leave your mans if you don't got to, man. You know what I'm saying? They went back and got their man, you feel me? I don't know how that scene looked, picking your man up after he done got hit 20 plus times. God dang.
Showing the Chicago police combing the crime scene, placing a whole bunch of evidence markers where the many shell casings had been left. But interestingly, at the crime scene, Jeff's body was notably absent. That's because apparently Q50 and the other man seemingly took Jeff's body to the hospital after the shootout, somehow managing to spin the block, coming back and retrieving Jeff's body from the porch where he died without taking any more bullets themselves. An image would later go around online which seemingly showed Q50 and the other man carrying Jeff's body into the hospital. But it didn't take long for the dust to settle on the actual shooting before the footage of the shooting began circulating on Reddit's Chiracology subreddit, where many were quick to give their perspective on this wild modern-day shootout captured on camera, with many suggesting that Jeff and the Bloodhounds had actually underestimated.
I don't know if y'all got Reddit, but if you do got Reddit, for almost every major city, there is like a Chiracology, a Capital Link for DC. They got the Philly Wiki. I got Atlantology. Go follow those if you want to be up to date on stuff that's going on that don't make it to the news.
Their opposition and ended up outgunned after being overzealous. As one commenter put it, honestly, the video puts it more out of the actual perspective of what it looked like in real life because cameras only see a certain angle. They actually were only like 20 foot behind him, with the car being like 80 foot at most. They were behind him, he just ran ahead and got overzealous and got blasted for it. Hindsight is 2020, my G. Granted, they got to the car is when Jeff got fully overkilled and the dude in the white saw it all.
And that's true. When I watched it, bro did just like take off like he was trying to be the man out the situation and put himself in a situation where he, you know, unfortunately got himself killed.
Let the switch off a few times in a futile attempt. No one's fault but Jeff, and he literally got instant karma. For those that knew Lil Jeff and his activities in the streets, they would know what was to come next. The day after his death, on the 9th of June 2024, Jeff's close family members and friends would react to his death with heartbreak, with some saying that they were staring at his picture in disbelief and saying that his brother Jay Boogie is going to lose his mind when he finds out the news. Jeff's dad posted throwback images of Jeff with his...
I mean, this guy had both parents in his life, man. They often say, you know, it's the father fault because the father not around. It's not both parents. He got both parents in his life, so who do you blame?
His half-brothers, together with the caption F the world. Q50 would say that his brother and twin is gone, but he's already done crying and planning to do exactly what Jeff told him to do. Vert would later discuss how Jeff's death affected him in a DJU interview where he seemed a little intoxicated and slurring, explaining that everything was still going on.
We saw, I guess, what happened on camera or whatever. Lil Jeff lost his life. How has that affected you, since?
That's his brother, that's my twin. You know, I don't feel that shit hurt. That's my brother, you know?
Yeah, bro try to use them drugs to cope with the pain, man. Try to use them drugs to cope with the pain, you feel me?
Yeah. But it's like, I can't stop. For what? I'm gonna stop for? They want me to be stopped, they want me, Well, this shit don't stop. Shit all gonna still go on. Brother gonna live through us, That's my brother. I feel with a big face pendant on my shoulder. You hear me? So I'm on right there.
At some point, a vigil and balloon release was held in Jeff's honor, and a day later, on the 10th of June, a Bloodhound member would say that all the ops saluted Jeff for the work he put in on the streets and hinted towards revenge coming soon. And Jeff's dad would even respond on Facebook with an eerie post saying, "Let it be known, y'all didn't get him, he came
Let it be known y'all didn't get him. He came trying to get y'all, and what happened happened. But the saga continues. Clear the streets. The cycle definitely continues to repeat itself. And that's the guy's father, you know. I mean, nothing like the strength of a parent's love, but you clearly could see the cycle gonna continue to repeat itself. The saga will continue over that.
Trying to get Jarl, and what happened, but the saga continues. Clear the streets, with some in the comments in disbelief that a father would be talking about
Go get the same results. How you this mad daddy saying some shit like this? This some shit you'd expect one of his homies to say, shaking my head. You was a goofy and failed your child. They ain't wrong. Facts. Long live them guys, dude crazy. Like, why would you say this after your son died? Yeah, I mean, look, his father in that culture, that's his lifestyle, you know, that's what he was teaching his son, so it is what it is, you feel me? I ain't saying it's right, but you did.
his son like he was one of his homies in the gang, branding Jeff's father a goofy who actually failed his child. But Jeff's dad wasn't the only person with a connection to Jeff acting tough online. On the 18th of June 2024, a Bloodhound member says that they are the reason that the ops merch it on their friends. Then, on the 22nd of June 2024, Lil Jeff's funeral would take place, and images would circulate on social media showing the flower arrangements in the funeral program, as well as pictures of Jeff in his casket going around online, whilst others shared supposed buttons giving out which called Jeff the Reaper. His girlfriend would seemingly drop the Y in front of his flower arrangement, and
his whole family supported that. They got the flowers on the casket arranged in the name of the gang tattoo on his neck. That lets you know everything you need to know right there.
a moving tribute would be passed around from the service, which would tell all the details of his life, apart from the most salacious ones. It read, Jeffrey Lamar Harris, affectionately known as Lil Jeff, was born on July the 14th, 2002, at 11 a.m. to Latasha Lucas and Jeffrey Harris in Chicago, Illinois. From the moment he arrived, Jeffrey was a happy, intelligent baby who loved to laugh and bring joy to those around him. Jeffrey began his educational journey at CICS Longwood and graduated from Harold Washington Elementary School. He continued his studies at Kersey Metropolitan High School, graduating in 2020, and later took online classes at Daly College. Basketball was one of Jeffrey's greatest passions, and he spent his summers playing with AAU and dedicated his free time to the court, continuing his basketball career through his junior year of high school. Another favorite pastime was video gaming, where his friends fondly remember his eyes being glued to the screen. Lil Jeff was known for his deep affection and kind-hearted nature. He had a generous spirit, always willing to give his last to someone in need, and his silly side showed through his jokes and funny stories, leaving a lot.
I'm sure he was a good kid. I'm sure. I'm not taking none of that away from the parents. But we not gonna act like this man don't got 11 murders to his name at a young age of 22. And a lot of parents kill me with that. I mean, it seemed like his parents was pretty up on what he was on, though.
Lasting impression on anyone who spent time with him. Music was another of Jeffrey's passions, and his talent in analysing and performing music earned him a record deal. His suave sense of style ensured that he was always in the latest fashion and newest shoes. Family was everything to Jeffrey, and he adored his niece, Jaala. He was always drawn back home, craving his mother's affection. Jeffrey was truly the life of the party, bringing joy to his family and friends. In 2021, Jeffrey met Peyton, and they became inseparable. Despite their growing pains, their love for each other was deep and genuine, with Peyton holding a special place in his heart. Jeffrey performed his last concert and walked into eternity on June the 8th, 2024. He was preceded in death by his grandmother Regina and loving cousins Jamarion and Zaire. And Jeffrey leaves behind to cherish his memory, his mother Letitia, and his father Jeffrey Sr., his grandmother Sherry, his aunts Tequila, Nikia, Tisha, Alicia, Deneen, his uncle Brandon, his brothers John, Jakari, Tradari, his nieces Aubrey and Jaia, and his girlfriend Peyton, and a host of family, friends.
Bro, my name is Regina, not Regina, nigga. Regina.
Loved ones, thank you for attending his last concert. Long live Lil Jeff. But the funeral wouldn't be without drama, however. Apparently, a fight would break out between some women who had been attending the service, with clips circulating online amid rumours that Jeff's girlfriend and his side chick had been involved in an altercation. Whilst Jeff had been laid to rest,
That's regular hood type shit, you know what I'm saying? Finna see who crying the loudest, all that type of shit.
Beef was far from over, and disrespect would still fly from surviving members. The apparently made a mural for Jeff, with 8-Tray Mob members recording themselves destroying it, followed by reports that 2 men from 8-Tray Mob were shot in retaliation within 3 hours. But
anyway, it's only 10 seconds left for that. That was my reaction to Kill by Slide and the death of Lil Jeff, Bloodhound Lil Jeff. Rest in peace to Lil Jeff. Rest in peace to everybody in the video that lost their life. Thank y'all for watching. Catch you on the next one.